can't go forward if we're talking past each other.
So you're refusing to engage in the debate. All right, so you just lost. You're refusing to let me engage in the debate. You're refusing to let me engage in the debate. You're refusing to let me engage in the debate. So just to recap, the person that you see in this video that I'm trolling is a high-tier anti-trans debater. He debates this topic all the time. I actually trolled him in my previous video, so if you want to, you can watch that. I had actually told him that I was trolling, but I didn't record it. I don't know how he didn't recognize me because I'm on the same account as I was on that video, but he didn't, and I got this very funny clip, so please enjoy. Quick question, what is the definition of a woman?
Definition of a woman is an ability when you female.
Yeah, so quick question, how would that work in a social setting?
The same way it's working now.
Right, so in a social setting, trans women would be addressed as women, so it would, in fact, be wrong to your definition.
Well, no, why would they be addressed as a woman?
Because
would they be woman passing?
It's a social term.
Yeah, would they be woman passing?
Yes, it would be a female typical definition.
Right, so you just go based off assumptions. All right. When we're talking about defining factors, I wouldn't say that we would go whatever like people assume is like the case determines whether you're a thing or not.
So you're arguing objective biology?
Yes.
So the thing is, it is actually not objective. The biology for women and men are not objective whatsoever.
Yeah, I would say it is. It's very objective.
What would be your argument?
A male is someone who had an activated SOX9 in their early stages of development.
If you look at the neurology factor, you'll see that the sense of self and perception would align to their, not assigned, to their identification when it comes to gender. So their neurological sense of self would align.
Wait, I'm going to assume you're going to have a study to back this up.
Why would I need a study?
Because, I mean, why should I take your assertion?
Well, this is what gender dysphoria is. It's neurological sense of self.
Like a neurological sense of self. Okay, so basically they just align with like their perceived, like they just align with female typical traits and perceive themselves to be
the female typical traits would be that gender.
Wait, so female typical traits is what determines whether you're a woman or not?
Yes.
What about men who have female typical traits who aren't women, who like claim they're not women?
Do they identify as women?
No.
Okay, so then they're not women.
Okay, so it's self-ID rather than female typical traits?
It's self-identification and it's female typical traits. Are you not tracking?
Yeah, I know. You didn't mention self-ID at first.
You said female typical traits. The neurons of self-identification. The female typical traits formulate oneself and the body mappings in the nervous system.
Yeah, sure. I'll concede with that, yes. But I would say it'll be more like psychology than neuroscience. But I would say it takes place in
psychology is a form of neuroscience, yes.
Yes, but when you talk about like neurology, you're typically talking about like brain structure rather than just like chemical.
Yes. Where does it take place? The nervous system, which is the brain.
Just because it takes place in the brain doesn't mean that like psychology is just pure neuroscience or neurology.
Yeah, I'm arguing that it's neurological, which means it would be objective biology, which means my definition would be objective.
Your definition would be like a lot less utility based. And just wouldn't make sense when you separate people from society altogether. So like, for example, if there was like someone who didn't grow up in society, didn't know what gender is, would you say that they would be, they would have a gender? Like, would you say that they would have a gender identity if they don't know what gender is?
Yes, their neurological sense of self would align with those traits. But again, this is appeal to minority, so this would not equate to the vast majority. If they had learned about these
I'm presupposing they didn't. Okay, can you track?
I'm tracking, but again, this is appeal to minority.
Bro, can you answer the question then?
It's a fallacy. It's appeal to minority.
Can you answer the question though?
It's a bad. I don't have to answer bad faith questions, sir.
How is it bad faith? You're just assuming
Sorry,
it's bad
really
faith.
Quick. What are your pronouns? I don't want to misgender you.
No, I'm letting you like. This is the non sequitur. It has nothing to do.
It has everything to do with this topic because I don't want to misgender people.
My pronouns are he, him. But like, let's get back to the topic though.
Okay, thank you.
So, in a scenario where this person grew outside of society and didn't know what gender was, would they have a gender?
Again, this is a bad faith question because this is appeal to
minority. How is it a bad faith question? You're just asserting that it is.
Yeah, I've just provided proof to back up what I just said. It's bad faith because you're arguing the vast minority in your argument, so it's bad faith.
Yeah, so that's not what bad faith is. Bad
Can you
faith
define
would be
bad
arguing
faith?
a position. Yeah, so I love to. Bad faith is arguing a position you don't actually believe in. And I do believe in this position. Wait, would you say someone arguing a position that they don't genuinely believe is
Yes.
like good or bad
Spitting
faith?
logical
good
fallacies in your argument would be bad faith. That's what bad faith is, sir.
Well, no. How is this a logical argument?
What do you mean, how is this a logical argument? We're speaking with logic.
Yeah, so I didn't even mention an argument. I asked a question. Your
question is meant to bolster your argument, correct?
The question is meant to
exactly,
see
so
where
it's
you
attached
stand.
to your argument.
However,
I don't have to answer bad faith arguments.
Depending on your answer, I will adjust
sir,
whatever I'm going to do.
Are you saying that I should concede with your bad faith and just let you continue to throw out logical fallacies and appeal to minority?
Yeah, so it's not an appeal to minority.
Define appeal to minority for me.
Wait, what's your definition? What's your definition for appeal to minority?
You're burden shifting. I just asked you that question. You have to answer it. Dumb burden shifting. Pivot.
No, you're the one who said the claim, right?
I asked you.
You have the burden of proof.
I asked you to define it for me, and you asked me that question.
Wait, you're labeling me something, and then you're saying, "Hey, I'm labeling you this. I want you to define my label."
Yeah, you denied it, and then I asked you to define burden shifting, and then you asked me what burden shifting is. Are you not tracking?
No, I didn't ask you what burden shifting is. I asked you what.
Sir, I understand you're not tracking, but you don't have to take it out on me, okay?
Goodness. I asked you. I didn't ask you what burden shifting is. I asked you what
you are burden shifting by definition.
Dude,
so please give me the definition of burden shifting.
No, I'm saying that you made.
So are you going to refuse to engage with this argument?
Dude,
are you refusing to engage with the debate?
I made the argument first. I asked you a question and you refused to answer.
So are you refusing to engage in this debate?
No, you're refusing to engage in the debate.
You're refusing to answer basic questions in your own worldview. You're refusing to answer basic questions. You're arguing in bad faith. Can you please answer the question? It's very simple.
No, you're arguing in bad faith.
You are arguing in bad faith. Please do not project onto me.
If I'm not gonna let you bulldoze, right? So once I answer this question, you're gonna have to answer my question. That would be good faith, yes or no?
Oh my goodness. What is your question again?
My question is, in a scenario where someone grew outside of society and they didn't know what gender was, would they have a gender?
You say that one more time.
I would say that they would still be a boy even if they didn't know what a gender was. They would still be a girl even if they didn't know what a gender was.
Do you have any statistics to back this up? You haven't substantiated that claim whatsoever.
Or grasp of what gender is.
You have not substantiated that claim whatsoever.
Wait, what is my claim again? Just to make sure you're tracking.
Your claim is that they would align themselves with being male, which you think is boy in your framework.
No, I didn't. That's not my claim.
You just said that. I'm rephrasing your claim.
I didn't. Well, you're rephrasing it in an incorrect manner, which kind of makes it a straw man.
I said they perceive themselves as male in your framework, which in your framework would mean boy.
Yeah, and that's not my argument. I didn't say they were
exactly. I rephrased exactly what you said. You said yes.
No, that's not my rephrasement. That's not a proper rephrasing of what I said, right?
That
I
is
said
a
they
proper
would be a
rephrasing.
boy or a girl. I didn't hinge anything on perception, did I not?
Sir, are you not tracking?
No, you're not tracking it. When did I say perception?
Oh my goodness. I'm not quoting you directly. I'm rephrasing.
Yeah, but you're rephrasing,
argument.
Which means that it would have to be
rephrasing is not a straw man. Appeal to minorities. This is bad faith.
You called out a fallacious argument according to you, and you're refusing to answer.
That was an argument, so that would mean it's appeal to minority because it is a minorial statement. It's appeal to minority.
So it's an appeal to minority.
Oh my goodness! Now he's trying to straw man what I'm saying now.
No, I'm not trying to straw man. I'm getting clarification. No, I'm not trying to straw man.
That is a straw man. He just defined straw man as weakening argument. He just weakened it. That's a straw man.
That's not a straw man.
That is a straw man.
That's not a straw man.
That's a straw man.
The reason why that's not a straw man is because I was asking for clarification, and then if you were to agree to that, then that would be cool. I would go with that. But if you were to disagree with that, then I would agree with your.
What is the correlation at all? What is the correlation?
So when you say that appeal to minority is just making a statement regarding a minority, I would disagree with that. But is that actually what you're saying? Are you saying that appeal to minority is just making a statement towards a minority?
Literally, when did I say that? I didn't say again. This is a straw man.
I'm not saying that my definition doesn't include those out in other scenarios. My argument does include those other scenarios.
I said your argument itself was appealing to minority because You were arguing if they were isolated from society, they would be this and this and that. And I'm trying to tell you that's appeal to minority because the vast majority are not like that.
Well, no, me mentioning this in hypothetical is not me appealing to a minority.
That is.
How?
A hypothetical can also appeal to minority. Are you not tracking?
I understand that it can, but in this scenario, how is it appealing to
in that scenario, it would appeal to minority. Yes, so it'd be a fallacy.
No,
Can you please?
This
is just bad faith. This is just more bad faith. Oh my god, this is like a whole other level of bad faith right here.
Yeah, this is not bad faith at all.
This is bad faith.
Whenever I mention a hypothetical, I'm not saying any sort of argument.
It doesn't negate the fact that it would be a logical fallacy in the sense that it's appeal to minority. Are you not tracking?
So it wouldn't be an appeal to minority if I'm not making an argument specifically.
Oh my goodness, he's not tracking. You're not tracking.
Scenario.
You're not tracking.
Yeah, so it's not. No, I am tracking.
I'm saying your hypothesis would be an appeal to minority.
It's only appeal to minority if I'm making an argument specifically for this.
So now we're denying the definition of appeal to minority. Or I got it.
No, your definition was for appeal to minority, was making an argument for this minority, which disregards the majority. Was that not your definition?
When did I say that? Can you please repeat what you said? Oh my goodness.
The majority.
I did not say... Now you're just not tracking. This is like a whole level of not tracking.
Oh my, this is so bad faith from you, bro. This is actually...
So now you're projecting the fact that you're bad faith onto me?
I even and you agreed. So this is bad faith.
How is this bad faith? Can you define bad faith?
Because bad faith, again, from my perspective, bad faith is arguing a point that you don't genuinely believe.
Quick question, is this rage bait? Because I don't think you're being serious.
No, it's not. No, I'm being 100% serious. Yeah, I don't really remember what your definition of bad faith was.
You see, this is exactly my point. You cannot track. So you're proving me right. You cannot track.
No, I can track. I can track.
You can't. You just said you don't remember what I said, so you cannot track.
I forget one aspect.
So you have to concede that you can't track then. You have to concede that fact.
I can
yes,
track.
You do. You can't track. You see what I'm talking about in the denial.
So this is
a whole other level of bad faith. This is bad faith. This is a perfect example of bad faith. This is a perfect example of bad faith because you're refusing to engage in the debate, and now he's talking over me while I'm trying to speak. This is a whole other level of bad faith. This is a whole other level of bad faith.
He's saying that because I forgot one.
Also, really quick, I don't go by he. I go by.
I'm not tracking.
Really quick. So if you could please have some base respect, sir. Listen, sir. Mosu.
It's not like
Mosu. Can you stop talking over me? Listen. I go by they them pronouns. I don't go by he him. So if you could please.
Bro, why?
Can you please refer to me by they them?
You don't go by him, bro? You don't go by him?
No, I don't. I go by they them. Can you have basic respect?
I mean, what's your name? I'll call you your name. All right. So Ponzi here is stating, or he's trying to be operating bad faith by just saying that me not remembering one aspect of his argument, therefore it makes me like not tracking the entirety of his argument.
When did I say that? I said you weren't tracking. I didn't say you weren't tracking everything. I said you weren't tracking what I said. You see this bad faith? This is a whole level of bad faith. You're just not tracking.
Yeah, but you're being like intentionally like ambiguous.
Intentionally what? Intentionally what? What am I being intentionally?
Yeah, you're being intentionally ambiguous with your
intentionally ambiguous?
Yes.
So here's the thing. I can be intentionally ambiguous and still say facts. You factually were not tracking. That is a fact. You have to concede. You weren't tracking.
Yeah, so no, I didn't.
You weren't tracking.
I wasn't tracking.
Exactly, you weren't tracking. So you concede in that fact. Yes. So you concede in that fact you weren't tracking. Yes.
No, I wasn't.
You're conceding in that fact you're not tracking. You concede in that fact you weren't tracking.
So if you're just going to continuously be bad faith, then
you're bad faith. You're projecting the bad faith arguments onto me. Sure, if you're going to continue to be bad faith and argue based off of logical fallacies.
You're claiming that I was being.
You're refusing to engage with the debate. You're refusing to concede. You're refusing to concede in certain parts of the debate.
I said that I was tracking the overall like arguments.
What is this pivot? What is this pivot?
No, I said
this is so bad faith. This is such a bad faith level debate right here.
I said that you were. saying that I was.
Sir, why are you crying? Can you please get back on topic? You keep on trying to defend your points like this. This is literally the definition of pivoting. Can you please?
No, it's not the definition. It's not the definition of pivoting. You're claiming that. Well, first off, I still manned your argument when it comes to
you didn't
appeal to minority.
Oh my goodness.
You agreed
Sir,
to the
you're appealing to minority. I didn't agree to anything. Did not agree to anything. He just said he's not tracking, but he wants to project it onto me and say I'm not tracking. Just conceded and said he wasn't tracking, but he wants to say I'm not tracking. He just said he wasn't tracking. He wants to project it onto me. Sir, this is a whole other level of bad faith. All right. If you continue to talk over me, it's going to be an auto concession because you're refusing to let me engage in the debate.
Can you steal my position? Can you steal me in my position right now?
Sir, now you're pivoting. You see this pivot?
No, I'm not
he's still pivoting. He's still burden shifting. He's still pivoting.
If you're tracking or not.
This is a whole other pivot right here. Look at this pivoting. Look at this pivoting right here. Refusing to concede that he's not tracking.
We can't go forward if we're talking past each other.
So you're refusing to engage in the debate. All right. So you just lost. You're refusing to let me engage in the debate. You're refusing to let me engage in the debate. You're refusing to. You're refusing to let me engage in the debate. You're refusing to let me get engaged. You're refusing to get engaged with me. You're refusing to let me engage in the debate.
We can't go forward if we're talking past.
You're refusing to get married. You're refusing to engage in the debate.
We can't go forward if we're talking.
You're refusing to engage in the debate.
Wait, we can't go forward if we're talking past.
You're refusing to get married. You're refusing to engage in the debate.
Yeah, so like we can't go forward if we're talking past each other. Would you agree? So can you still get my argument?
Look at this pivot right here. This is like a whole other level of pivoting. This is a whole other level of pivoting right here. This is a whole other level of pivoting. Sir, you just conceded in tracking. You just conceded not being able to track. I'm not going to answer anything. It's bad faith. I'm not going to answer a burden shift question. You need to concede that you weren't tracking. You need to concede that you weren't tracking. So, as you can see, guys, you had a whole bunch of time to speak. Let me speak now. Let me get my turn. Let me get my turn to speak. That's a burden shift. I'm not going to answer that question. Can I please be able to speak? 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 He's refusing to let me engage in the debate. He's refusing to let me engage in the debate, guys. He's refusing to let me engage. He's refusing to let me engage in the debate. This is bad faith. This is bad faith.
Yes.
Fearless and act develop, all that can cause a tragedy. Often I sit and asking, he know I'm referring eyes. I don't feel you, I can't feel you, I won't feel you. Can't relate, I ain't sitting down in a prison cell. I'm not a number.